that will take place in the outdoors. Joining me this morning is the executive director of the Sheridan County YMCA, Liz Cassidy. Good morning, Liz, and welcome back to the show.
Good morning.
Now, how are things going on down at the Y? You said you've had some closures, just like everybody else have had to go through. How do you? I asked Cameron Duff at the library one day how he gauges when to close, when to open. He kind of runs by the city. Do you do about the same?
So we have a couple different indicators for us. So the city is one. The school district is another. So it's really hard when they're in conflict and one's going and the other one's not.
Yeah.
And then, because we open before either of those entities have to make a decision, if it's first thing in the morning, because we open at 5 a.m., I drive the streets at 4, do some brake testing and just see, is it safe to get out? Because we know our members who come at 5 a.m. are generally not going to check Facebook before they roll down to the Y. So we try to open in the mornings, and we recognize our role as a warm place. And so you need, a lot of folks don't have reliable sources of heat in the winter, or they just don't keep up. I mean, when you get down to negative 25 degrees. And so we nod at the school district to make sure kids are safe. We check with the city, but then also we try to keep our doors open unless we're having problems keeping our heat going, which, knock on wood, this winter we've done fine. There's been some times where it's hard to regulate, where we're cranking up the heat so much that those running on treadmills are like, could you bring it down a little? But for the most part, it's our kind of a responsibility to be one of those entities in town where folks can be like, okay, it's going to be warm there.
And it's a place to go.
Yeah.
The kids are running in circles in the living room. We got to get them somewhere to get this energy out.
Yes.
For a long time, being a dad myself, that was kind of the goal. If we're having an off day and everyone's got to stay home, or if it's just a weekend, we got to find some place and run it out of you.
Yes.
It's much more tolerable as a parent, especially once you start getting a lot of kids.
Sure.
You can give them something to do. And so I could see how the YMCA, that's where you want to go. There's nothing but stuff to do there.
Right.
When it comes to heating that facility, how difficult is that?
It is a beast. And so we have some new HVAC systems, as we've been doing construction. We have old ones, so you're kind of going between two different units. And then it's just a lot of building. And in some areas, you want it to be warmer. Others, you want it to be cold.
The runners, right?
Yeah.
You were just talking about?
Yep. So the pool you want warm. The runners want it cold. Childcare, while they're awake, you want it warmer because you don't want them to be frigid. But when they're sleeping, you want it to be cold. You'd rather have kids sleeping in cold versus warm because they sleep better.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about it,
I
I
do
do
warm,
too.
They throw up the blankets. They're restless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of unique needs at the same time. And we have folks that are, pedaling along and they've got their cardigan on, and the person next to them, we're telling them, you got to keep your shirt on. And so even the battle of the fans, let alone our huge mechanical systems, we're truly where conflict finds healthy resolution.
I like that.
Most of the time.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, how many times have you had to shut down this year that you can remember? A handful?
Yeah, we've only had to just close early, I think 3 times. We've never been closed the entire day.
Okay.
And so we want to make sure our staff are safe, and especially we've tried to stay open during the day and close for the evening. Specifically, if the school's closed down early, we don't want kids to just roll down to the Y and still be out and about in nasty weather. So knock on wood, we're out of the woods. But
that's the hope, right?
Yeah.
Now, so there you go, folks. Even if the roads are closed and things start shutting down, if you feel like heading to the Y, maybe give you a call, right?
Yes.
Just give you a call, see if your
or
doors
check
are
on
open.
Facebook. We'll post where we're at. often will say, maybe not the greatest night for us to do swim lessons.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
a lot of
cancel a
wet-headed
class.
kiddos. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is some construction still going on down there. I know, right?
Always.
Again, another thing with you in the library. I think you guys have had construction going on since I started here.
Wow. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a while.
The whole time I've been the executive director, we've been in construction.
You've been doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years is that?
5.
5 years. So
No
I'd
one's
say
counting.
probably 2 years before I started
Yeah.
here, you were in the middle of something. Now, what is, just give me a real quick, brief summary of what's been done so far.
Sure. So before you were on with me, we did the entire aquatic center. So that was 30% more building.
Yep.
Now, recently, we have opened up the old pools. We filled in the pools and we made an amazing weight room and cardio room where the 2 pools used to be. So those are now open to the public. And we're continuing on with some of the other areas of the old part of the building, including the elevator, which is so exciting. So they came right before that snowstorm hit, the installers, and I was so happy. I'm like, perfect. Now if they're missing a part, they're not going to leave town.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yeah. I got them.
So they've got probably 2 more weeks of work to get that elevator fully installed, and then we can bring down all of the treadmills and things from downstairs to the new cardio room, get the kids upstairs, and just keep progressing on the new health and well-being, like fitness areas. And knock on wood, we are within the last year of all of this.
Are you going to be happy when this is all finished up?
You know, yeah, it's hard to even dream about it. Like, what was life like before
What
this?
would I do? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do afterwards? You're going to have to, the only thing you're going to have to focus on is that, like the regular portion of your job. And you don't even really know what that is. Do you?
Oh, but I'm so excited. Like, as we've been talking about these new areas and what we can do for the community in them, that program piece is that's where the joy comes from. I mean, building new shiny things is fun, but it's not half as fun as watching it get put to good use.
Right. And when it comes to programs, do people just kind of come to you with these ideas? Is it like staff driven? If they say, you know what, let's focus on heart health, or let's do this month, or hey, I found this new program that's fantastic. What do you think?
Right.
How do we develop those?
Sure. So that's a great question. It's developed in a lot of different starting points. So staff will have ideas, staff passions too, but then a lot of it is community members being like, do you know what's missing in Sheridan? Do you know what we don't have? Do you know who isn't at the table? And that drives a lot, is ensuring our community, even if it's small, has all of the amenities our members deserve.
Yeah.
And if someone else is doing it, great. That's usually my response. I'm like, wait, if there's already someone doing this,
you don't want to step on their toes.
No, we're not in competition with all of the other like community
gyms,
resources. Yeah. I mean, be it gymnastics or dance, there's plenty of places to get your kiddo into dance. So we don't compete with that. There's not any place else to get swim lessons in the winter.
Yeah.
So we ensured that community need is met. We've been talking a lot about kiddos who are neurologically diverse and how we get them resources. And so we're really excited in the construction to have kind of a sensory room where parents, so say a kiddo is doing some therapy during the week, and they're doing really well with something, some light therapy or, a piece of physical equipment for occupational therapy, that we can have those housed at the Y and parents can go use them just like Playland. And
that's incredible.
Pretty excited to be able to just keep our ears open and be receptive to ideas. There's been a few times where I've caught myself during construction being like, no more. We have enough on our plate.
Yeah.
But that's not how community works. And when we just keep ourselves receptive to new ideas, we do a better job of serving our diverse population.
Absolutely. And like you said, filling those gaps that may be there that, we might not see because you do have a full plate. You've got a lot to get done in the course of a day. And so to have someone in the community come forward, be able to say, I'm not seeing this. Can we do something like that? Is fantastic.
Right.
And once again adds to the aspect that this is a community center as well.
Yes. And I would add the one screen I always put back on community members. So say, they're really into water aerobics or whatever. We talk a lot in terms of, and how will this serve our most vulnerable populations? So like traveling basketball is awesome, but that's not going to serve our kiddos who are probably at the Y on scholarship. Their families are not traveling on the weekend, staying in hotels, those type of things. Now, if there was a traveling basketball team that's like going to really focus on getting kiddos who otherwise wouldn't have access to basketball,
like if they
on those
met
teams,
you halfway with them.
Yeah. That brings a different conversation into play. So it's a really fun dialogue for folks to think about an idea they have and then really put in terms of community focus and whether this is my niche or this is really something that will serve a lot of people, and especially those who may not be able to advocate for themselves or have parents to advocate.
And I love how you take that approach when you look at everything. How is this going to help our most vulnerable? Step number one,
Right.
Or even the idea, how's this going to help the most?
Yes. Right. And that's what, when we talk camp, it's always every kid deserves this experience.
Yeah.
And so how do we make sure every kid has the opportunity to come to camp? I really feel like finding the perfect stick on a hike and then poking things along the way, be it like cow manure or whatever, like that is an experience every kid should have in the summer. So how do we make sure they all have it available to them?
Absolutely. And I love that scholarship program. Give Your Heart to a Child is probably one of the best things I've ever had the opportunity to talk to you about. And, being even just a part of that here on the radio is fantastic. I feel like I get to chip in just a little bit.
That's right. Thanks, Floyd.
Now, let's talk about real quick Welcome Wednesdays, and then after that I got to take a quick commercial break. But what is a Welcome Wednesday?
Yeah, so we used to have monthly a pancake breakfast, and it was just anyone in the community come down, free pancakes. Just a great way to
introduce yourself to the Y.
Yeah, just relationship building. COVID and construction really put a damper on that. So Cooper at the Y, if you went to the front desk of the Y, he has taken it upon himself to start up Welcome Wednesdays. So once a month, there'll be another one March 15th. He'll have, carrot apple muffins starting at 6 a.m. and going until they run out. And there'll be coffee and tea and water and just a chance to come visit and say thank you for everybody who supports the Y. It's funny, we're all about healthy living, but we sure love to eat and socialize at the Y.
Well, hey.
Work out and have a muffin.
There you go. Work out and have a muffin. Go work that muffin off.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue with our Sheridan County YMCA. This is Public Pulse on 930 KROE, 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
First Federal Bank and Trust, again recognizing another $1,000 cash winner and a $1,000 marketing donation match from Sheridan Media. As part of their community commitment, the YO Theater is receiving these funds per random drawing.
Could your organization be next? We're giving $1,000 to a qualified nonprofit organization every week. Visit our website, efirstfederal.bank, for details. First Federal Bank and Trust, Sheridan Media present Community Commitment, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Guy Cameron, Compliance Director for Cowboy Skill Games. This April, Cowboy Skill is expanding their Wyoming locations, allowing for additional revenue to help support our local businesses. Cowboy Skill is proud to be a Wyoming-based company and has earned the gold standard of compliance. To find out more about adding the highest earning skill games to your business and keeping our tax dollars in Wyoming, log on to cowboyskillgames.com. That's cowboyskillgames.com.
Was one of your New Year's resolutions to take better care of your car? It all starts with maintenance, and Midas Tire and Auto's here to help you start the new year off right. Midas has money-saving offers on what it takes to keep your vehicle running smoothly. From oil changes to fluid changes and any needed repairs. Make your car last longer by following the maintenance schedule in your owner's manual. Midas size your vehicle now and save an extra 15% till the end of the month. Midas Tire and Auto in Sheridan.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
Hi, this is Barb Hodson with your family-owned H&R Block in Sheridan. Visit us today.
Do you ever use words that you don't know the meaning of just to make yourself sound more photosynthesis? Well, at the Health Nut, you don't have to sound all that smart to feel better about yourself. You can do that at the Healthy Soup, Salad, Sandwich, and Smoothie Bar. And aisle after aisle of healthy supplements to keep you sharp as a centroid. In an organic grocery store that is just as smart. The Health Nut on Sheridan's 5th Street, where you will always leave feeling calculus.
This week on the Weekend Sports Wrap podcast, I start off the episode by going on a little rant about the king of garbage, Daniel Snyder. Then we get into the first full weekend of spring training baseball, some of the rule changes around the game and how they looked in that first full weekend of games. And finally, with some baseball contract news flying around, we talk about two guys you should look out for that are almost certainly going to become the two first players to sign $500 million plus contracts in MLB history. Those topics and more on the Weekend Sports Wrap podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Good morning and welcome back to Public Pulse, proudly brought to you by First Federal Bank and Trust. I'm Floyd Whiting. This morning, we're speaking with the Executive Director of the Sheridan County YMCA, Liz Cassidy. Now, we were going to talk about I got a little sidetracked, Liz, and I'm sorry. But I want to get to spring soccer signups because a lot of people look forward to this every single year. So as registration began, are we in the middle of it?
Yeah. So you can be registering today. You can register online or come down to the Y. Registration goes through March 22nd. So this is really hard for you psychologically because you're not thinking about spring soccer because there's so much dang snow. But we will run registration until spring break. Then spring break's our chance to figure out all those teams. It's a ton of kids to get all coordinated, make sure we have coaches and referees. And so a lot of parents come back from spring break and they're suddenly thinking spring soccer. And they're like, oh no, I missed sign up.
I'm late.
So please, if you can, cool thing we do though is if you already have a jersey from a past year, that will save you in registration. And so you can save $10 if you still fit into your old jersey. They're reversible. It's awesome in that way. I've got both my daughters and I realized I'm going to have to turn in her smaller one so someone can use it because now my youngest is in my older daughter's jersey. But it's so great. Our closets aren't full of a t-shirt for every single season, and it can save you some money saving up.
Absolutely.
Signing up.
And to do that, I just come down to the office or can I do it online?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just go to
SheridanYMCA.org.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, there are other options as well. The kids are going to be out there having fun. The kids are going to be out there running around. What about the adults? You and I have often talked about this. Sometimes it's a bit overwhelming. Sometimes, just looking in the gym, seeing all the equipment and not knowing where to start.
Sure.
That's where fantastic things like these courses and these classes come in. They're going to help us out. Can you tell me a little bit about Fit Life class? Is this one of these?
Yes. So, the first class that you can always do for free at the Y, and you don't have to have a Y membership, is that Fitness 101. And so that's your first step. And maybe that or Live Strong if you're a cancer survivor. And it's really just like that introduction. How can we start having that wellness in our life? Then folks are kind of like, well, then what? I've kind of done that introduction. And so this is filling that need. It's called Fit Life. It runs Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:15 to 1:15. No sign up required. You're not required to have already done one of those classes either. But if you're like, I'm not beginning, but I'm certainly not level 4.
Right.
Where's that in between? And so this class serves as that next step.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What are the kind of things that we're going to learn during Fit Life?
Ooh, I think there's going to be just kind of that moderate cardio and moderate strength. And so we have the machine, so you're not having to be like, I'm a free weights type of pro. You can use the machines, and it's really, and I take all the classes because I'm like, yeah, I could go work out on my own. But there is something about someone else counting and telling me what to do next that really provides some efficiency and some fun. I mean, when the music gets too loud, I'm like, it's really hard for me to talk to my neighbor through cycling. Yeah. I have complained about that. Like, can you turn it down? We're really trying to have a conversation over here.
You were that kid in class.
Oh,
were you that kid in class?
It's a real issue.
All right. Now, how often do you see members becoming burnt out? Because this is always something that I worry about too. Mm-hmm. Joining a course or a class like this is fantastic to prevent you from like fitness burnout. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, I don't know the next step up, like you were talking about, and I've worked out to a point where this muscle looks good, that looks good, but I want to keep working out. Now what? This is going to fill that role. Yes.
And, our instructors are really great too. They don't want to burn out. So even if you've taken a class at the Y before, trust me, they're constantly reinventing it, constantly looking for new material. Shout out, I do the 5 a.m. cycling and the games we play. Who would think 5 a.m, you're barely getting your eyes open. And then I find myself like racing someone or trying to get, some sort of game. And so just to know all those instructors at the Y are just fantastic, are looking for ways for themselves personally too, to stay motivated. Yeah.
And have fun. I think, when it comes to fitness, pushing your body to the limits. Mm-hmm. It's not always the most fun experience you can have.
Right.
So having somebody there to help keep you motivated, to help keep it fun,
absolutely,
really keeps you going back to the gym time and time again. And one thing that's fantastic about these courses and fantastic about the YMCA, you build a community in doing that, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You look forward to seeing those friends that you work out with in the morning. That's how you get your day started. Maybe it's during the day, 3-on-3 on a half court, right? That's fantastic. I knew a lot of guys in the military who looked forward to just lunch, to run out there in the drill hall and just have a game. Mm-hmm. And so it's fantastic ways to stay involved and keep healthy, folks. Now, new parents, there is also a class that can really help you out. A lot of, when we had Katie, they told us she doesn't come with a book. But we really, kind of had to feel around in the dark. We don't have to do that anymore.
Right. Yeah. So this is a new addition to our Y catalog of options. We had amazing success and continue to with our prenatal workshop. So this is a huge community collaboration between our hospital staff, our nutritionist. Wow. Public health has been huge. So we put that program together in a series of workshops, and they're still going. But then, we're getting all these new babies in the world that have came out of that program, and the parents are like, what's next?
Yeah.
And so this infant toddler workshop is the same way. So it's got 8 sessions, and it goes from those basic caring for your infant type of things to, okay, how do I find childcare? How do I find my community that's going to help support me if, you don't have grandparents in town or those type of things. And should I let my kids eat mac and cheese for every meal? I mean, they eat it. Should I do that? And so it's just some really great practical understanding of this huge developmental window of time. Like, big things are happening in your kid's brain.
Oh, yeah.
And to be able to understand that a little bit fuller, understand why they're screaming at me, understand all those things that, like you said, they haven't come with a manual, and yet it's pretty crucial to figure it out.
And to gather such a great collection of professionals.
Yeah.
Individuals who do this every day, individuals who have studied this and they know what they're talking about. That would have been such a benefit, as a new father, to sit down and just talk to these people. Why won't she eat this? Why won't,
And just like our classes at the Y, when you said that, I thought, this is exactly, we're trying to build a community too. Now you know a whole bunch of parents who are in exactly the same stage you are in.
Exactly.
And if nothing else comes out of it for you, if you're like, forget that, I just let them have mac and cheese for every meal, I'm just surviving. We understand that, but we hope you have some other people you can lean on and that you can call and that you can hear like, oh, they've also chose their battles and we're okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's huge.
And that is huge. And I'm glad you brought that up because sometimes you do have to just choose your battles. If you want to stay in the tub for the next 45 minutes, that took me an hour to get you in the first place. That's fine. Okay, that's where we'll go. Now, something that I wanted to do, I'm running out of time, Liz, but I do want to get this. You brought it up earlier. Something I always wanted to do with my daughter when she was an infant, but I missed the opportunity. I don't want folks to miss it. Liz, can you tell us about the parent-child swim lessons and the additional times that have been added to that?
Yeah. So this is your first introduction to swimming with your kiddo. They can start at 6 months old. So that's when, going back to our infant toddler class, they have enough, their body fat, by that point, they can self-regulate temperature. And so that's really important for keeping your baby safe in the water. But, it's such an ideal time to get in there. Learn how to interact with your kiddo in water to make them feel safe. Let them have that safe environment to explore water, to not be scared of water is a huge benefit. And so we've always had this class, but we're adding an extra session on Tuesdays and Thursdays in April and in May. 10 a.m. to 10:30 class, and then we'll also have a 5:10 to 5:40 class. And so this is for kiddos under the age of 3, but before they're doing independent swim lessons. I still remember all the songs I learned and how to get them to blow bubbles in the pool and get their heads underwater. We're not going to teach them to be Olympic swimmers, but we really want kiddos to be like, I'm with the safest person I know. Yeah. And so I'm most likely to be able to feel comfortable exploring water.
It's a fantastic program, and I believe everyone should probably learn how to swim sometime early in their life. It could literally save your life. Liz, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day, coming in here and being with us this morning. It is always a pleasure, my friend. All right, when we come back, we're going to speak with the YO Theater. This is Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
First Federal Bank and Trust, again recognizing another $1,000 cash winner and a $1,000 marketing donation match from Sheridan Media. As part of their community commitment, the YO Theater is receiving these funds per random drawing.
Could your organization be next? We're giving $1,000 to a qualified nonprofit organization every week. Visit our website, efirstfederal.bank, for details. First Federal Bank and Trust. Sheridan Media present Community Commitment. Member FDIC.
The owners and staff at Kane's Funeral Home would like to thank the families of Sheridan and Johnson counties for choosing Kane's and allowing them to serve you during these hard times. Kane Funeral Home makes it their mission to take the stress and uncertainty out of ceremonial services. They own and operate the only crematory in Sheridan County, so your loved one is always in their care. Kane's Funeral Home. Call 673-5837 or visit them online at canefuneral.com.
Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best. While more isn't always better, when working with a real estate team, it certainly can be, as each agent has a specialized role. Working with a team also offers a ton of flexibility. For those that are seeking a primary agent to build rapport with, the other agents can act as a support system. The opposite is true for those focusing on 24/7 service. A team of pros balancing their respective roles is the easiest way to accomplish this. So start working with the best today and choose the Bates team. Call us at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net.
Proudly brokered by EXP. Wyoming Corporate Office is the trusted business choice behind thousands of businesses. Whether it's business formation, payroll, corporate paperwork, mail scanning service, or small business phone service, Wyoming Corporate Office powers over 100,000 businesses worldwide and locally. This makes Wyoming Corporate Office the state's largest business-to-business service provider, located right here in Sheridan, Wyoming. If you're drowning in corporate paperwork looking for someone with an unmatched experience that cares and wants to be your partner in making your business successful, trust that Wyoming Corporate Office can help you focus on what makes your business tick. Learn more today by visiting wyomingcorporateoffice.com.
The wonderful weather caused delivery issues with this week's Albertsons grocery flyer, so it was not in this week's Country Bounty. However, you can still find the Albertsons flyer with the online issue of the Country Bounty on SheridanMedia.com. Go to the top of the homepage, tap Country Bounty in the red toolbar, then scroll to e-flyers. You'll find the Albertsons grocery flyer right there. Albertsons grocery flyer found this week with the online version of the Country Bounty.
Delicious McDonald's deals are now more fun, more accessible, and better than ever through the McDonald's mobile app. The app is now the only place you can earn My McDonald's reward points on every McDelivery order. Plus, you can get those free McDonald's rewards you earn delivered too. Just order, relax, and enjoy. McDonald's will bring your faves to you. Just go to the Google Play or Apple App Store and download the new McDonald's mobile app and start saving. Download it now. McDonald's, Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
Morning and welcome back to Public Pulse, brought to you by First Federal Bank and Trust. I'm Floyd Whiting. For our second half this morning, we are joined by the Executive Director of the YO Theater, Miss Erin Butler. Good morning, Erin, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I like the yellow.
Thanks. Yeah, it's bright. It's a bright, sunny day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it when it comes to I don't look good in yellow. I've always looked terrible in it. But to see other people wear it, it's just bright and it just lights up a room.
Well, you could try this on. We could see if it really doesn't look good on you or not.
Boy, that'd be a good show.
I feel like it'd be fine.
Now, how has the YO been doing this winter season? I've gone to a couple shows over there.
Thank you.
And most of the time, it's close to full. I mean, you guys are, it seems on the surface, it looks like you guys are doing really well with a lot of this programming.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We've had some great audiences for sure. Surprisingly so in some ways, because it's, the last few years have been, you sort of, I don't know, you don't expect a lot. So people have been coming. It's been good.
I mean, do you feel that there was like an uphill climb to get people to come back out to the theater after COVID?
It was... it's funny because you sort of just got used to it. You know what I mean? Like our attendance was what it was for so long that that became the normal. But recently our events have been much more popular and we've seen a lot more people. With the Kathy Mattea, Susie Bogus show, last weekend was that? 2 weekends ago? It was really fun because it was full. We had sold it out, and there were a ton of people that I had not seen at the YO Theater, which is I don't know. It's always great to see new faces for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when it comes to doing something like attending live shows, once you get in there once, it's like a bug. Right. Boy, you got bit. Now you want to go to another one. Yep. You want to see another one. Yep. And the last show I was at was Take 3. Mm-hmm. Amazing performance. Great? Amazing performance. And that's something that you're not going to see on, frequently. Right. And it's, especially in our area. Mm-hmm, and so talented, these individuals. Such trained musicians to get up there. And, being a Vivaldi fan myself and hearing those strings, it just... at times I was moved. Yeah. At times I wanted to get up and dance. Yeah. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah, they were wonderful for sure.
So the things down at the YO on general have been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, they always, it's never a bad day at the YO Theater, but but usually it's been the energy has been
much greater, I would say, recently, for sure.
And really positive. That's another thing that I really do like about going to all these shows. I always see someone I know.
Yeah.
And we have a conversation in the lobby, check on each other, say hi. It's a fantastic experience.
Yeah.
And no matter what we're seeing, the experience of going to a live performance is just fun in and of itself. You know, it gives my wife a reason to get dolled up if she wants to get dolled up. It gives me a reason to get dolled up if I want to get
and
dolled up.
we do like that.
We do like that. All right. So we got some other stuff coming on. Spotlight on Sheridan. Tell me a little bit about this.
So this is a series that we've been focusing on for the last few years. What we try to do is kind of we quote unquote shine a spotlight on local talent. So I think last year we had, of course, the 2 tracks as our spotlight, part of our spotlight. We've had, who have we? We've had a number of local people. But this year we are doing a band called the Eli Mosley Band. Now, Eli Mosley, of course, is not from Sheridan, but one of their band members, Nicholas Gale, is. And I believe he's their bass player. And so we're excited to have them here and kind of shine a spotlight on some local talent, even if he's not the headliner. You know, he's still part of the group and they tour around, and a great country group. So I'm really looking forward to having them.
So they're in country music. So if you like country, this is a great show.
I know there are lots of people out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you exist. Come see the show. Try a new band. This is what I'm going to say.
I think that's a fantastic suggestion. Try a new band. Try one of our local guys right here. You don't have to travel far to see fantastic performances.
That's right.
All right, the great Dubois? Dubois.
Yes.
The great Dubois. Sorry, I'm a Wyoming kid.
Well, right. So super. These guys are really fun. We added them to our season a little late. We were trying to replace something that we had lost. And great group, just 2 people, but it's a 2-person circus show. And they're phenomenal. So they have both been, they're trained circus performers. The woman actually is from a circus family, and they are married, which is extra sweet. And they do great circus stuff and a lot of comedy. So it's really fun. It's really funny. It's family friendly. We're starting a little earlier because it's on a Tuesday, so it's at 6:30. So really easy to bring your kids to see a great, really fun, high energy circus show.
And I really like that it's starting early, so we can get the kids. We can head down there. This is a big family event.
Totally.
And who doesn't love the circus?
And they're so great. So they were on The Greatest Showman. They were in that movie.
Really?
Yep. And she herself, for those who are theater people, might know the show Pippin. And so she performed on Broadway in Pippin for a number of years. And they've been all over the world and all over the country, and they're just phenomenal.
That sounds like it's going to be a really fun performance.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and 2 people. I'm curious as to just see what 2 people can do.
It's pretty funny.
You know, with an entire circus.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, this is one that I'm really looking forward to. Middle School Drama Club.
Yes.
The Killer Story of the Story Killers.
Don't you love that title?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
This script was written locally too, wasn't it?
Yeah, so really fun effort on behalf of YO Play. This is the 3rd year we've done this. But Grace Cannon, who's the lead teaching artist, goes out to both school districts, School District 1 in both locations. So Tongue River and then also Bighorn. And they've been rehearsing since January. They have created their own little play based on fairy tales. So it's kind of like a fractured fairy tale thing. And so these 2 groups have created one big story, and then they will come together on the YO stage to perform it together. So, Bighorn and Tongue River performing together in this play that they created themselves. And it is a hoot. It is so funny. It's like Cinderella goes crazy. I mean, it's like madness. So super fun, and it's free. And it's, it'll be short. It's like an hour. Come check it out. See what these kids are up to. They've been working really hard on it. It's going to be a great show.
Now, this one, when is it taking place?
So it's next Friday. Right. I didn't put the date on here, did I? The 10th. Friday the 10th at 6 p.m.
All right. Friday the 10th, 6 p.m., folks. Fill that theater. let these kids know that you're supporting them.
Yep.
Because, Grace does such a fantastic job.
Oh my gosh.
With these kids.
She's so busy. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm seeing her name everywhere.
Yeah.
YO Play has become a big success.
Good.
When you look at that organization,
Mm-hmm.
that partnership that you two have, how do you feel about that, the YO Play, as the executive director of the YO itself?
Well, good, because we created it. So I love it. It came out of our strategic plan. Something we as the YO have been wanting to do for quite a long time is we do have, of course, our free student matinees, but we didn't have a larger outreach component, an educational outreach component. And so YO Play came out of our strategic plan. And when Grace moved back, she had actually submitted a proposal to us for something not dissimilar from what we're doing. But this was before we had really gotten ourselves together to be able to really promote this kind of work. And then she arrived and we were like, Grace, the stuff that you gave us, we're ready to do this stuff now. So we hired her, and she's now doing YO Play, which is a YO theater thing. And it's been fabulous. It's as you say, has done very, very well. And part of our focus is intergenerational work. So of course we also have the creative aging classes. We've been partnering with the Hub on those. And hopefully we'll be able to have more opportunities for people of like my age.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And it's great to see the YO theater is really like a community performance theater. It's not for the elites.
No.
It's got nothing to do with that. This is Sheridan's theater, and there's activity going on there all the time.
Oh my! Tell me about it, Floyd. Don't I know it? No, it's really good though. It's really good because it's such a great space. And it's always fun to have events, and it's fun to see people. And you've already said how wonderful it is to connect with your friends.
Absolutely, it is.
It's a great place to hang out.
All right, for you fly fishers out there, Fly Shop of the Bighorns presents the 2023 Fly Fishing Film Festival. This is something that I know Trevor would absolutely love to see.
Yeah. That's a lot of F's, I just realized as you were saying that.
It really
There are
is.
a lot of F's in that title. So they've been doing this for a number of years, hugely popular. If you love fly fishing or the outdoors or adventure film, this is definitely your kind of jam. It's going to be Saturday the 11th. It weirdly starts so the start time is 5:45, which gives them enough time to do their announcements and everything. And so the films themselves will start right at 6. But come support out the outdoors. This is a great way to do that.
Danny Carmo's Math Magic.
Math Magic, yeah. Well, so the funny thing, I just like to add these things because I want to remind. I'm sure parents know this, but we, as I've mentioned, have our free student matinees. We just fill the theater with kids. But we don't always have a public performance of these things. So we're still bringing in artists, professional artists that have an opportunity to perform for the students, but we don't always do a public performance of those things. So this is one of those. Danny Carmo has been here a number of times. This theater company Cahoots is from Ireland, and they're wonderful to work with. We really love working with them. And it's fun for the kids, they get to learn math, they get to see some magic. It's like learning with trickery. It's great.
And that's one of those things that sticks with kids because math, and I'm sure a lot of mathematicians out there, might disagree, but it isn't the most fun subject to cover, in class. So being able to present it in such a way where you're using math, but it's making magic.
Right.
I mean, that's something that would really stick with a child.
I would hope so anyway. Yeah.
Now, St. Patty's Day, the comedy show with Brant Tobler.
Yeah. So this guy's this is not our event. It's a rental event. People sometimes get confused, but that doesn't matter. The point is, this guy's great. He's a professional comedian. He's renting the theater. He's originally from Cheyenne. lives in Denver now and is hugely successful. Has been on like Comedy Central. He's been on all the things you might expect him to have seen him in. And now he's coming here. He has some friends here. He wants to do a show, so he's going to do a comedy show on St. Patrick's Day. He's also going to add some local folks. So I know that Ryan Legler for sure is involved in that, and he's going to help him up his comedy show here in Sheridan. And I will say it's, as most comedy is, it's adult content. So just know that. But it's going to be a great night. I'm so excited to see it. So I'm interested to see his work. It'll be really fun.
And now, is this just straight up stand-up comedy?
Yeah, stand-up comedy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I know.
Something that, you think you got to go to like larger areas to see. But I've been to a couple stand-up comedy shows, and even though they're not like the big televised or the mega stadiums,
right?
Some of these individuals are just brilliant with their perspective on the world around them.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my favorite types of comedy is the mirror, where they just hold a mirror up to society and say, look at what you're doing.
Oh, right. Yep.
And it's just the way that they look at things fascinates me.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, tell me about the Met Live in HD.
Yeah, so this is Wagner. It's Lohengrin. So those who know the show know that it's like 5 hours long. It's very dark and dramatic.
Going on the opposite end here.
Yeah. Exactly. Come see comedy on a Friday. The next day you can really like bring yourself down with some Wagner. It's the Met is always fabulous, and this production is going to be really tremendous. And strangely, the way they program their season, we have not had a Met since January.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of odd the way they did that. So it's been kind of a funny little dry spell of no Met opera, but we're back with Lohengrin for 5 hours.
5 hours.
Magic. I mean, Wagner, man. Woof.
Well,
it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. And it's like a heavy drama.
Oh, totally.
It's heavy drama.
Yeah, but and he's so brilliant, of course. So this music is just, it's like velvet almost.
You feel this music, and you feel it in your chest.
Totally.
And that's some of the best performances. You go to these things to be moved.
Yep.
And that is the power of theater itself.
Right.
To create that, not just an emotional, but it's almost like a physiological effect within yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these live performances just get to you. San Jose Taiko.
Yeah, Taiko.
This is drums.
Big drums. It's gonna be cool.
Now this is like a Japanese drumming performance.
Yes.
Something that is rarely seen in our area.
Right.
I think this is probably going to be something I'm really going to be looking forward to.
Yeah.
Talk about feeling the music.
No joke.
You can really, these drums that they play, they're massive and beautiful and take so much skill and patience. Now, I'm going to skip over one because I've only got about a minute left. Kindred Worship Night with Jordan McDonald and friends.
Yeah, so this is another rental event. So it's free and open to the public. It's Mr. McDonald is opening the doors and bringing in some musicians, and it's going to be a great evening and an opportunity for people to gather and worship together.
Worship, fellowship, a great night. Aaron, I want to thank you so much for coming in, my friend.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Have a great month, and we'll see you at the YO.
I hope so.
All right, you've been listening to Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM, Sheridan.